Good evening, and welcome to the Tough Love Arena State of the Game stream. I will be your host tonight, M. Paul Weeks, and I'm about to tell you all about the state of the Tough Love Arena game. We'll have some brief updates, and then we will open it up to Q&A as we usually do. So, let's jump right into it. For Tough Love, not much to state. So, Clove is the main person working on arcade mode right now, and I have conscripted her recently to start helping me out with Scramble Heart. In particular, we were trying to hit a specific deadline for EVO, which is in 3 days. So she has been dealing with personal stuff and switching tracks for me, but she will spend the summer after EVO full-time on Tough Love Arena until we get this thing out. Big appreciation to her and the great work she's already done so far. So look forward to that. Nothing to say yet, but exciting stuff coming soon. From Scramble Heart, we've started early stages on the next character. Maybe I can show that off later. We have basically built combo trials. We're going to debut them offline at EVO. We finally have single-player content if you come to the booth by yourself. I made an effort compared to Tough Love Arena's way of doing combo trials. Any modders in chat would know. You have to prescriptively program out each combo trial. Designed this new system where you can just say, click record, do a combo, click finish, and that's the trial. It's made it a lot easier for us to iterate and design trials for a bunch of characters, but that is also going to be the grounds for the eventual feature where you can make your own trials and share them with each other. That might not be ready for the next online playtest, although it's 2 weeks after EVO, maybe. It will be rough, but at least the tools are there. We just need to build a nicer interface around it right now, because it's still kind of like developer tools. We've been prepping for the Steam playtest. Originally, we were going to do this playtest exclusively to Steam simultaneously with EVO because we thought we were going to be part of this larger Steam bundle. Turns out those plans fell through, so we're pivoting. If we don't have that specific reason, there's no reason for me to try and run a playtest while I'm also running a booth. That just makes me worse at both. So this weekend I'm going to focus on EVO. Next weekend, everyone have fun playing the Avatar beta, and then the following weekend, my full attention will be on the Scramble Heart playtest, which is on July 12th. Upcoming offline events that we're confirmed for are EVO, obviously, and CEO. We are officially in CEO. And also have a official side bracket where you register on StarGG. EVO, we will also have a bracket on Saturday, but it's just going to be much more informal at the booth kind of thing. Time for Q&A. So if you have any questions, please leave them in the chat. I'm happy to talk about whatever. Not much to say this month. Apologies, it got pushed back so many times. It's just EVO prep's been insane. It is our biggest event of the year. We're trying to do a lot and make the most of it. Yes, for the bigger events thought, I like to fly out on Wednesday so I can get up early and rested on Thursday and spend the first half of the day actually setting up the booth. And then when I inevitably forget something and I need to do a run to Target to buy another TV, I have Thursday evening to do that. And then Friday morning's the convention. Or if I prepare successfully, then, have a nice dinner, take it easier, try and hang out with people. Because once the convention starts, I basically have no time. Mista asks, with the smaller numbers this year, do you think you will get covered as big as you did last year? Mr. Clay, I presume you were talking about the smaller game entrance numbers. I know that doesn't necessarily correlate. It probably correlates, but it's not the same as attendance, and that's what we care more about. But the real value of EVO, honestly, wasn't as much in person as it was the YouTube content we got out of it. And so, assuming that I know some of them, some notable ones are staying home, but as long as influencers are still going, as long as the IGN rep is still going, and as long as there's other developers there for me to network with, then it shouldn't be any less productive than last year. Because that was the big value add. It was great to see players, and that's always a lot of fun, and EVO had a lot of them. I played a lot of very long sets against a couple of people. I remember during Teardown, we put it off for as long as possible. We had one set up on Sunday night. You can hear everyone going nuts over Tekken Finals. And me and one person are just grinding a long set on the one setup that's remaining. That, of course, means a lot to me. But the unique thing about EVO is the presence of IGN, is the presence of more influencers, or at least influencers going there with the plan to make content. I know some people showed up or entered or played a Combo Breaker, but they're not there looking to give me free promotion. Here's hoping. It does not discourage me, though. Mr. Claus says, Rooflemonger will be there, Justin Yipes, and a lot of 09ers that are now commentators should be there. Oh, yes. 09ers like me. Yeah, we'll see what happens. The handful of times I've tried to reach out to, let's say hypothetically, a player like Justin. Actually, I think, funnily enough, specifically both Justin and Yipes, I have, at one point or another, seen at a convention, approached, said, hey, we've got this tag fighter over in the other room if you want to try it out, and they never come by. Specifically those two guys. So, I'm not going to beg. If they want to swing by, I'd be happy to have them. But I also recognize they're very busy. I don't take it personally at all. So, I don't know if I'm going to call him Edgelord. Right now he's just Edge. But he is coming along promisingly so far. I can show you a little bit of gameplay. In that, like, we're still really early stages. We're still figuring out what some of his core mechanics are going to be. So I'm not going to... If I show you, I won't explain them too in depth. But the thing that we're trying to capture aesthetically and vibes-wise, I think, is working so far. In terms of fast and cool. I think we're nailing that, and now we gotta find the fun gameplay that fits in there. Please show off the merch. We're gonna have the usual stickers and keychains. We're gonna get more of the Pico pads. These things, but with our logo on them. I don't actually own any myself because we only had a small run at Combo Breaker and we sold out. So I just have this like sample one from before. But we're getting restocked because the guy who makes these has a booth called Rectangle Corner at Evo, and he's bringing the rest of our order in person. So we'll have those. The exciting new thing that we're gonna have, these little custom branded snack box micros with black convex buttons. The cat is looking. Shield the cat. We did a limited run of these. Very, very grateful to the junk food people for working with us on this. We're gonna have them for sale. We might have them as like the loner hitboxes at the booth instead of the HOTS that we had at Combo Breaker. We'll have both. This will be the trophy. If you win the tournament, you'll get one of these for free. And so we'll see how quickly they go. We have 10 of them. So between prizes and using at the booth and selling, if we go through all 10 and success, then we'll get more. If not, we'll keep using them at future events. We can use them as booth equipment and then slowly give them away over time or sell them. I'm not worried about using all 10. But it'd be great if they sold out, because then we get money and junk food will work with us more. Mr. asks, do you know if Keats will be there? I know that Keats will not be there, but I think he will tentatively be at CEO. Hey, Noah. If you have time, check out my buddy Ben of Counterhit Customs. Let me look that up and see if I recognize it. There's so many controller vendors these days. Oh, they're also doing a Pico Padish thing. The Counterhit Nano Classic. Ooh la la. Yeah, they'll have a booth. I'll definitely swing by and say hi. These sold really well for us at Combo Breaker. Always looking to make more deals. I'm a dealer. I'm a wheeler and dealer. Every time I level list is a prize, I choke / not there. Aw, thought buster. Noah says, I need to start a collection of commemorative snack boxes I'll never play on because no left-hand pinky button. Wait, left-hand pinky button? Do you normally play on leverless and you just you like having that extra button there? I will say that is the one reason we're gonna still bring 2 of the HOTS, is because they have the W button to the ASD. So if you like playing on Mixbox, the HOTS work for that, whereas it doesn't fit on the micro. Although Snackbox just announced their super modular controller, so curious to see where that goes. Pico Pad reminds me of the old Graham mini hitboxes they made. Old Graham mini hotboxes? Whoa. God, this stuff is so cool. This is one of my regrets about living in a tiny apartment in New York City, is that I just don't have room for like a 3D printer or my own arcade cabinet. These things are expensive. I may not necessarily have the money for them, but I don't even have the room for them. Unless I use it every day, I can't justify the loss of the very precious square footage. Someday I'll have a basement again. And then I can hoard, like my forefathers. Thought says, I hope that swap is good. I can never give up on stick. That swap? What are you talking about? Is that what it's called? Oh, I saw in the little trailer video, like, swapping on a lever. Which, that is my dream come true. I would love to play on a lever arcade stick where the stick is removable and the body is not huge and heavy. Maybe it feels like crap to play on. I haven't found this mythical product, but I need the removal of the stick and the portability, or else I'll never take it to anything. I spent a year hauling around my Quamba Q4 raft to events, and it was so heavy and such a pain in the ass. I'm learning how to use snack boxes, or just leverless controllers in general. I'm not as good at them. If I were going to compete, I definitely couldn't use them. I would need to use a stick again. So that would be my dream. No, it says, Evo winner of 1.0 launch should get a custom Rosie sword snack box. Custom Rosie sword snack box, like in the shape of a sword? That'd be interesting. So one of the people helping me out at my booth at Evo is going to be my friend Jess, and she is going to be cosplaying as Rosie, and this is the sword. She sent us a progress pic. Excited to see the full thing. I was actually just reached out to my friend Mark. He's the one that made the Tough Arena arcade cabinet for Wonderville and for that bar based in San Francisco I keep forgetting the name of because they haven't opened yet. I reached out to him to see if he could help me make something like this. Yeah, something like this. I've seen one or two of these in the wild, but my vision is that it's a consoleized version of Scramble Heart. So we will just like put a mini PC with the game inside the body of this, inside the chassis. So this, you just need to plug it into a TV and you can play. And I think that'd be really cool for when we go to conventions that aren't like big fighting conventions. When you're at Evo or at Combo Breaker or at CEO, we're gonna have multiple setups. It's gonna be fighting game players who want to play on their own custom leverless mix box, whatever. Not a good fit. But when we bring it to like an anime convention, or when we bring it to an indie game convention, or if we're in like one of many people sharing like a big booth, I think it could be cool to just have this down and we could like brand it and stuff. And I have all these like hopes and ideas about like how to make it more portable. Okay, we can have like removable sticks and maybe it like folds in half or something so I could fit it in a suitcase. I don't know. So I sent an email with my plans to the guy, and I'm excited to see what he says back. He might be like, no, that sounds stupid and I'm busy. And he might also say like, that'll cost $2,000, which would be too much. But we shall see. That would be a fun little thing to have. Noah asks, will you be at Beach Episode this year? We will not be at Beach Episode. It was a cool event last year. My affection to the organizers, and I think it was Melissa that helped out a lot. But trying to pare down the amount of events we're doing this year. I'm trying to be really picky just because I feel like last year I overextended. And it's not even like, it's partially cost. I can go to Beach Episode relatively cheaply, but for me now it's about time because it torpedoes productivity for like a week between prepping for the event, running the event, and afterwards. And I think we need to be full-on focused if we're going to finish this game by the end of the year. So, it's a cool event. Maybe go next year, but we are not going this year. The only events we have left this year is Evo, CEO. We might go to Holiday Matsuri, just because that might be timed really well with, hopefully, our release or soon-to-be release. And also, it's kind of nice that it's in, like, this part of the calendar that's a desert for events. All the big fighting game events are in the summer, and then there's like nothing to do for 4 months. So it'd be nice to have something in the middle there, because it is nice to have events just as a like short-term deadline to prioritize certain things. I really like having that localized pressure sometimes. I don't think we're going to do PAX West. There might be a very specific condition under which we do PAX West, which I will be talking to people about in the next couple of weeks. We'll announce it if anything happens, right? We're not doing Anime YC this year, and that's in my backyard. That is the cheapest event possible because I don't have to pay for hotel or for flight. And I'm not doing it because although it's fun and lots of people come by, it's a lot of work and it's very tiring. And I'm really excited about just getting home from CEO and being heads down on the game until the finish line. How was your day? My day was good. I feel bad. I had I had 4 or 5 meetings today and they all ran late. They kept it was the classic, you show up to the doctor's office at 5 p.m. and they're running an hour late because it's been a chain of someone was late at 9 a.m. and it just built up. So that cascaded until the last meeting I had to push back by a half hour. But they were productive meetings. We had some good brainstorming on Tyrant. Some of these changes might sneak in before EVO. The patch notes channel is probably out of date at this point. I don't think I've updated it in a week or more. But we have some changes to Fugue. We have, compared to last playtest, right? If you're playing at EVO, and especially if you're playing the playtest in 2 weeks, there's going to be changes to Fugue. There's going to be changes to Harmony. There's going to be changes to Tyrant. I think Rosie, Book, Alistair, Gain are all stable. They're not changing. But those 3 are going to see updates. For Fugue, it's going to be around her Tanuki shots and some other combo consistency stuff, making it easier. I think I listed this in the patch notes, but we increased her aerial speed, just jumping left and right. And on the one hand, I'm sad because I think I liked how she kind of felt this kind of stiffness when she jumped around. But God, it makes her combo so much more consistent. It's night and day. We didn't even buff it that much, but now, no matter if you get hit with the close range version of the launcher, you can actually follow it up. And that feels so good compared to how it used to work, where it was really finicky. So that and changes to her shots to remove some of the really degenerate zoning patterns we saw at Combo Breaker. That'll be in there for Evo. Harmony, we have some plans for her air combos and flight combos to hopefully make them more interesting. Everyone's tired of combos that were just jump C dash, jump C dash, jump C dash. And I fixed it, and now the combos are jump CC dash, jump CC dash, jump CC dash. I'm gonna fix it again. I'm gonna get it right this time. We have some ideas for that. Really just looking forward to trying to add some other angles. We might change her air specials. Not scissors. I won't spoil it. I really like scissors in its current form, but I think her down air special is kind of boring. Its only existence right now is combo filler and the glitch where you preserve momentum. And I think we could give you a way to have the preserving momentum without that move. And then if it's just combo filler, then we can do something better. I think the only one that's going to be ready for Evo is we might mess with Jump C a little bit. And then Tyrant, we want to make some changes to, 1, how much he sucks as an anchor, and 2, his neutral and how similar 40 and 60 are. I think we'll have some of those changes ready for Evo. We're going to find out how productive I am on the flight tomorrow. And then we're talking about changing up his supers, and that might be ready by the playtest, but probably not by Evo. So those are some big ones. And then the combo trials. So we effectively missed June. Apologies for that. We had plans. The plans fell through. So the July playtest is going to be double stuffed with new shit. It's going to be fun. And then hopefully August playtest we'll be able to play Character 8. Fingers crossed. Yeah, I don't dislike her Jump 2D Junior Jam, but I think it's in the economy of moves. Every special has potential for opportunity cost. If it's just sort of mid, it is wasting a button, right? So I think I don't think it's actively bad. I just think it can be better. I think it's mediocre. Noah, I think when I was talking about goth zoning, you said no more Scramble in Scramble Heart City. I don't know if you played against Junior Jam's, goth zoning, Fugue zoning. I don't know if you played against Junior Jam's Fugue. That was not Scrambly. That was the opposite of Scrambly. There was nothing in Scramble Heart City when Junior Jam played his Fugue. There was no city. There was only pain. Oh, talking about Fugal Launcher. Interesting. Excited for combo trials soon. I just worked on making combo trials for another indie fighting game, so seeing other games implement it is fun. I've been spending a lot of time researching other combo trials and how they do it, especially from like a UI perspective, because the TLA one had problems. So we're still experimenting with the size and the scaling on this one. So this is not going to be a real combo. Ignore the giant exploding sun. That's a bug. But like that's the default size, and then it should start shrinking pretty soon. There it goes. So if you do a combo that's long, then it shrinks down so it can actually fit. Text on the left is just debugging. As a player, you'll just see the top part. Yeah. For Mr. Edge, he looks like this. He's got 2 swords. And the thing we're experimenting with is we want him to feel very fast. And we're experimenting with this, like... something like that. He's got a command run. It can go into a cross-up or a DP. So like this move, we're experimenting with it just being like a little attack, but it can only hit grounded. So if you were to get them airborne, it could hit meaty like that. And you could convert. Doing stuff like this. Or... yeah, I'm not sure if I want to do the, like... right now you can do this little combo where you get a wall bounce. And you can just, like, walk up and convert. Or you could run, stop, convert. But I really like that you can do this. DP. Juggle. That was too low. Whiffed. But yeah. That's him. Does he have non-launcher run-stop combos? Currently, yes, but I'm going to remove them. I'm going to do whatever I have to do to run to remove the ability to do run-stop. Run-stop is going to be fake. It's going to be like Harmony Teleport. We talked about it just because what do I want high-level play to look like? I always think like, what's the game look like? What does this character look like? At like 3 levels of player skill. And beginner players will maybe do something like this if we make it really mash friendly. Advanced players would sprinkle that in with other extensions. We realized a very advanced player would just do, right? Like it's I'll keep pressing number 1. Yeah. Is that going to be hype? Do you want to watch a tournament where a guy just does this? No. You want to see the combo that looks like this. That looks like that kind of stuff, right? That's cool. That's him. He's got an unexplained blue bar that we're trying out. And he's cool. It would be a good candidate for Mash Super Noah, but I don't think I want to do Mash Supers. Maybe Mash Supers are fun. I don't know. Maybe if I made it kind of lenient. I don't want it to be like competitively important to do mashing. Is run stop on block going to be worse for mix than alley dash? Yeah, run stop is not meant to be like your main mix factor. The idea of the alley dash is going into dash and potentially doing other options. And run stop that's if you want to go into throw, basically. If you want to go into throw, or if it's because you're running and someone does like reaction super. Although even then, we've been discussing about like really nerfing or even removing run stop. Does he preserve momentum off of run stop jump? No, run stop stops him pretty thoroughly. Mr. Claw asks, I think I have asked this before, but are you going to crowdfund the end goal of development? You've asked about like Patreon before, and I think Kickstarter, if we need it. Things are looking good right now. We're in a good place for our current plans, that we have enough money to get us over the finish line if we don't take too long on everything. I don't disparage those options at all, and if we need them, we'll use them. But if people were going to buy our game, just releasing the game and buying it on Steam, I think is just better for us in all ways than if we like did a Kickstarter and you pre-ordered on Kickstarter. Just because that way it's in that ecosystem, helps that algorithm. There's going to be a cut either way, and it's less upfront effort. Kickstarter does give like unique ways to monetize things. You can't sell the $5,000 to get a cameo in the game on Steam. That's a Kickstarter only thing. So that could be an angle if we want to do like, maybe there could be like a post-release Kickstarter that's like, here's the game, we're out, and we've run out of money, and we'd love to make more characters. If you'd like us to make more characters, donate to this, and you can get some cosmetics and shout-outs and that kind of stuff. Not opposed to it, but I don't want to use it until I need it. Otherwise, it's just going to be relying on wish lists. Oh yeah, also input display. You can thank Khieu for that. That's one of the things that she worked on last week. Yes, we're going to do Next Fest. We're going to try and collect wish lists. We'll probably do some influencer marketing. Might try and like collaborate with TNS and do a Wounded Run series, like a sponsored tournament series. But largely we're relying on word of mouth. We're relying on you all to play the game and share it with your friends and put it on socials. And it's a lot in a weird way for me personally. Like, it's a bigger ask to get me to wishlist something than to just like buy it and play it. If it's a social thing my friends are playing. Because if it's out and the price is right, I'm hoping people will play it. In the same way that I didn't play any of the betas, but Invincible Versus came out and I bought it. And I had a lot of fun with it for like 2 weeks. Would be happy to go on Game Design Direct, I think is the name of his channel. Do stuff like that. It is exciting times. And it's scary. So I just don't think about it. I'm staying focused on the short term, on the medium term, which is we need to release the game. And we're in a good place for releasing the game. And I'm trying to be forward thinking enough to not like totally shoot ourselves in the foot and just like make the game, put it out, and then be like, oh, does anyone like this? We're trying to build some of these things. We're going to EVO. We're trying to promote. But yeah, this is my first time trying to like release a game commercially. I will also, I will be releasing Tough Love Arena this year, out of early access into full release. And I'm looking forward to learning some stuff from that process. We'll see how that works, if things are different or if like customer behavior is different on a fully released game. Because the plan for this one is to skip early access and go straight to full release, like Rivals of Aether 2 did. Noah asks when it keeps being added to the game. I don't know. I'll be in discussion with him. Cool. I think that concludes it. This has been the Tough Love Arena-ish state of the game. Thank you all for swinging by. Again, it is a privilege to work on 2 fighting games and to have an audience for both of them. So, apologies. This one came in a little bit late, but hopefully the one we do in July will have some cool stuff to share. Have a good night, everyone.